Guys, not a rant video like my Game 2, but you can certainly check out, and the Cavaliers really improved upon things that I said in my Game 2 video when I was ranting. So the Cleveland Cavaliers blow out the Warriors 120-90. It wasn't a game. The Cavs were shooting fantastic through the first three quarters. Actually, the Cavs started off 4 out of 5. LeBron started 4 out of 4, which is huge, but then he went on an 0 for 7 streak right after he went 4 for 4. LeBron James did miss a dunk. He thought he was fouled. He was not fouled. I mean, he completely just missed the dunk. He just missed it. It's just that simple. So one of my complaints that the Cavaliers really cleaned up on was in Game 2, one of my rants was their field goal shooting percentage, which in Game 1 the Cavs shot 38.1%, and it got worse in Game 2. They shot 35%. This game, they shot 52%. It's outstanding, actually. And actually, I hate to say it, but the Cavs play better without Kevin Love. And I'm not just saying that because Kevin Love had a concussion and he was out and the Cavs just won on their home court. I'm not saying that at all. But they just look better. Jefferson really complements Triston Thompson in the trenches a lot better than Kevin Love does. Jefferson does the things that Kevin Love doesn't do. He makes quick passes, quick decisions, and that's what he does. Some of the things that I complained about in Game 2, the Cavs corrected. Like I said, the field goal percentage at 52%, and also the rebounding. They out-rebounded the Warriors. Finally, the Cavs are doing what they're supposed to be doing. Steph Curry, he was held to 19 points. What was interesting about this game was Steph Curry, for the first time for the Warriors in the series, one of their stars led the scoring. Steph Curry, out of his 19 points, though, 13 of that was in the fourth quarter. Steph Curry shot 6 for 13, so not really that bad from Steph Curry. 6 for 13 is really not that bad. It's actually pretty good. Now, here's the thing with Steph Curry, though. He's in some interesting territory. Steph Curry has the fewest points through 3 games of NBA Finals for people who have averaged 30 points a game. I'll let that sink in for you for a second. He has the worst, okay? He is on the top list for the fewest points through 3 games of the NBA Finals for people that average 30 games during the season. Stephon Curry has only gotten a total of 48 points. He got, if you look at it, he had 11, 18, and now 19. 48 points through the first 3 games. The worst ever in NBA history for somebody that averaged 30 points in the regular season. But why Warrior fans shouldn't be upset is because here's a couple things. Now, number one, here's the thing about what really changed the game before I get into that. The refs, realistically, one of my huge rants and raves was in Game 2, they called 2 calls on Mozgov for illegal picks and illegal screens, okay? And I found that funny because how do the Warriors create space? Guys, you know this. Warrior fans, you know this. Non-Warrior fans, off the pick and roll, off screens. That's how they create their space. The refs finally started calling illegal screens and illegal blocks. They actually called a few on the Warriors this game. My whole rant in Game 2 was, if you're going to call it on Mozgov twice, and some of it in garbage time, count against the Warriors. Because let's just say this, even if the Warriors, if 10 or 20% of their screens, pick and rolls, whatever terminology you want to use, is illegal, they should be called. And they were tonight. They were called. So that's one thing that the refs did do. And that had a profound impact. Number 2, if you look at my Game 2 rant, I talked about Matthew Dellavedova and how he played on Stephon Curry, how he did not buy the ball fakes, the fake 3-pointers that Steph Curry does. Vince Carter, it's so funny because Vince Carter even commented on that tonight. He said, Triston Thompson, guys were not buying the fake 3s from the Warriors. They weren't buying them. That's another way that they create space. I said this in Game 2 before Vince Carter. I'm not taking credit for it. I'm just saying is that it was kind of funny. Vince Carter did comment on that post-game. And so that's what's happening, is that the refs are starting, what happened in this game is that the refs are calling the illegal screens and picks. That's the one thing that hurt them. The Cavaliers are not buying the fake 3s. So the little fake, the fake 3s, and then they pull back and shoot. The Cavs are not buying it. I noticed that with Matthew Dellavedova on Game 2 versus Steph Curry. So that's one thing. Also, as I said in Game 2, LeBron really started attacking the basket. I mean, he finally started attacking the basket. He finally started nailing shots, hence his 32 points. He actually had a game where he had more points, more baskets made than turnovers. Game 2, he only had 7 shots made. He had 7 turnovers. LeBron was still a turnover machine this game. If he wasn't turning the ball over, he had his hand in turnovers, okay? Let's not understand that. He has to clean that up for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, if you're a Warriors fan, here's why you shouldn't be so depressed. With Steph Curry and Klay Thompson besides this game, not being the leading scorers, the Warriors are still up 2-1. The difference in this series, what it's coming down to, is that the Cavs score with all their stars. Now, I'm going to say this. J.R. Smith showed up. J.R. Smith was money from the three-point range. The Warriors score a lot of their points with their role players and their bench. So that is the two difference between these two teams right now going through 3 games. But if you're a Warriors fan, you have to go into this and take this with a grain of salt. Even though that the refs are starting to call the illegal picks and illegal screens, and yes, Warrior fans, you guys do run illegal screens and illegal picks, and that's happening. They call it, but needless to say, the Cavs are playing much smarter defense. Kind of what I seen in Game 2. And again, Vince Carter even backed up what I was saying. Actually, Vince Carter said exactly what I said a couple days ago, that the Cavaliers are not buying the fake ball fakes. They're not buying the fake shots. And they're staying with the guys. You can watch Vince Carter. And he actually says that. I said that a couple days ago. I'm not saying I'm taking credit for anything. What is disturbing is what are the Cavs going to do with Kevin Love? I mean, the Cavs just look so much better without Kevin Love. They just look better. I mean, Jefferson just brings an energy to them. I don't know what you do. This is discouraging, though. Steph Curry, like I said, fewest points through 3 games of the NBA Finals. 48 points total for a guy that averaged 30 a game. He's in the worst. He's by far the worst. I'm looking at the list. He's the worst. There's not even a guy that's close to him. 48 points is absolutely the worst. So he takes credit for that. But the thing with Steph Curry is that he actually shot 6 for 13. So you have to be happy if you're a Warriors fan. And again, this is the only game that the Cavs actually shot above 40%. Like I said, you can go over the stats. Game 1, 38.1%. Game 2, 35%. Game 3, 52%. And so, realistically, guys, this game was over by the 4th quarter. I mean, it was over. And so, but that's the thing. That's really what the game boils down to, is that the Cavs' star players are scoring. The Cavs needed a step up from guys like J.R. Smith, and that's what they needed. On the other hand, when you look at the Warriors, they're scoring with the role players, like Sean Livingston in Game 1, 20 points. Draymond Green, 28 points in Game 2. Steph Curry, 19 points. That's it. However, the Warriors need their star players to actually start scoring now. That's going to be really, to me, the difference of the game. But anyway, guys, tell me your thoughts. What do you think? Cavs, redemption.